Jack. Fire up the winch cable. We got us some silver to pull up. That's right, today we're in historic Elkhorn. It's a beautiful mining district of the Old West, founded in 1872, and there's plenty of history for us to go through and divulge. I'll be including fun facts for you guys, and we'll be going on the maiden expedition up into the mountains. So we find ourselves today at the historic mine itself. There's over $16 million worth of silver pulled out of the earth at this site, and that's quite the amount there. Founded, like I said, 1872 by William Weiss, or Weiss, but he was a Swiss immigrant, and he was just up in the mountains doing Montana things up in the West, just looking around to strike it rich and make his mark on the Old West and make money mining silver or gold. And he found it here. So William Weiss died in 1872, and the site was then sold to Anton. And Anton Williams was the creator of the Alcorn settlement. He built this. All this construction here started in 1872. The plot of land and the ore and all the prospecting took place in the 1870s. And this area has got a unique, rich history. There was a plague here that struck through the town. There's an old cemetery we're going to go visit. There's plenty of cool things. But first, I want to show you guys the remains of this old mine and something you might find really interesting. So hold tight for 1 second here. And this here is going to be our old shaft. So what you see here is our winch system that would travel down, go right down there. So this was the mother lode. And again, over $16 million worth of silver. There was many other ores, many other different commodities. There was lead, zinc, silver, gold, but silver was the main economic engine in this area and made a lot of people wealthy. It was a town of 2,500 people. There are saloons, markets, schools, doctor's office, barber shop, boot repair, leather work. And that's all down in the town, and we're going to see that too. And it's historically preserved, and there is year-round residents in this area. They are ghost town living, and they're living it to the fullest, and they preserve this history, and they really appreciate it, and they refuse to leave this area. And some of this has been maintained, some of it hasn't, but we're just out exploring, and we're going to see what we can outback Jack today, folks. I'm glad to have you along, and hope you're having a good day. And let's get to it. So I'm gonna go over this. That's not sturdy. Look at this. So you can tell at some point electricity was brought up here. And this is the mechanical room or electric room, if you would. This here is going to be the office, and that's our winch cable gear. See, it lines directly up with our motor and gear. We got here, these are very old stuff here. You see how it's decently respected, so that's very nice. See the little slots right here? That's where your winch cable would go out, and it'd lower your cart to the mine. So this was a little office. A little office here. Still has that old antique smell. This winch cable. Yeah. She's still going strong. Down here, we're going to have the town itself. We're going to include some historic photos of what it used to look like. So we're just kind of on a historical survey of this area right now. Not much to really tell you guys, but if you appreciate history and all the facts that come along with it, we're just going to be digging into it today out here. It's a beautiful day. Look at that. So that's the mountain range itself right there. That's the Elkhorns. It's very beautiful. As we go, you see this electricity here that was brought up here. That was later. That was a later period. This was, again, the mining process and construction of this mill and shaft took place in 1872. You see there's a lot of dilapidated structures. A lot of different things there. And we got our winner, our bread and butter. If you guys remember on Death of the Silver Queen, that was out in Phillipsburg. Another great video for you to watch if you're fascinated by this early Western history and mining. But look at this thing. The old mill. The old mill. Sagebrush up to my knees. Look at that beauty. The rivets. Gosh. This was all brought up by horse. So remember that. There was a rail line on the old Milwaukee that connected it. Old stone retainer walls. And that's the town itself down there. And we're going to go visit that. And like I said, there are some residents. All those houses are original and they're restored to modern day living standards. And we're going to go up in here, see the historic cemetery, the old water tower. You just look at this. I kind of like to see if I can get in it. Be very careful for rusty nails, bad wood, but we're gonna get up in here. Oh yeah, this is special. This is very special. That might not be safe to walk on. That would really be a stinker to fall down there. Stunning. Wow, look at this. That's original timber. That's gonna date back. You can tell it. Look at that. Knots in it, branches. Very cool. The porch. Not porch, the roof. Look at that old slot. See that little hatch? Oxygen. Very beautiful. All right, folks. So if you want to tag along on the venture, and you like what you see so far, give us a like and a subscribe. We welcome you to the channel. We explore the Old West, mining ghost towns, and the outback of Montana, and so much more. Glad to have you along, and saddle up. Got us an old gear of some sorts. not sure what that would be used for. That's pretty cool. There's quite a bit of old just decay around here. So look at this. It's a trunk door for an old car. You know what I'm almost thinking? Someone may have sled down in the winter with that. Wouldn't that be a funny deal? It's an old building for us to look at. Now, I'm not sure what this would have been, but it was very close to a mining operation. This wood was formed into some sort of a wheel. Very cylindrical. Someone's out there running some four-wheelers, enjoying the day. These rocks, all this is tailings piles. So when you look at this, it's kind of funny. This ground was mined to no end. And they're all original. So they had a 90% extraction rate per ton. And this was all mined. Okay? And it's left. So this is all from the 1800s. And it's still here today. Which is very interesting. Well, I should say 1800s until the mine shut down. But you just look at this stuff. I mean, it's very cool. And you can get another look. This looks like it may have been the rock crusher house. This may have crushed rock, because why else would this pan be full of rock? Look at this stuff. This is rough rock they were getting into. Yeah. It's a hard life. Miners are some of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. Persistent too. Faith. Guided by faith. Let's continue on the expedition and see what else we can't find. Let's get a look at this, people. What do we got here? Yeah, sort of a mount bracket. So this leads me to believe this is another winch house. It's gonna be some sort of a shaft. Yep, sure is a shaft right here. Let's see how far this one goes. If they completely closed it off or not. Oh yeah. Look at that. What a beauty. Yeah, more tailings. Very cool. Take a look at this. All this history. This is someone's private house down there. When I was driving up here, I read doctor's office. That would have been the old doctor's office. Oh, we got some old foundations.
One more wine, one more whiskey, and we just kept the car in park and dim the headlights so we see the stars. Let them tell us where we should start. And I'm scared it's up because there's no way to know how this goes. But I can't help but say I promise to give you my all. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me.
We're at the historic, the Elkhorn Alcorn Cemetery. So what we're gonna do up here, I'm gonna try to find, is it Peter or William? Is it Peter? Yeah, I'm gonna try to find Peter's gravestone. So he is the founder of Elkhorn, the founder that brought the people. William, or Anton William, is going to be the other one, the guy who created the mining settlement. 1910 to 1980. Okay. So 1980, someone who lived in this area was buried up here. 1910, he stowed a scene, the remains of the mining before the Great Depression. Look at that chipper. Hi, buddy. 5 years, 5 months. Well, looks like we found Mr. Peter's resting place. Pay some homage to the gentleman who first set eyes on the area. And let's see. Yes. 1824 to 1872. That's our guy. And again, this area has some very young people resting here due to the diphtheria epidemic that swiped through here. And they believe it was something in contaminated drinking water during the time. Norway, 1875, 1917. Very, very cool area. We even have some unknowns here, but still being respected and recognized for being in this area. Now I wonder how you get the unknown status. Is it you were the lone man out here, or a grave was discovered and never properly marked like this? See this? An early grave. And a little bit's changed since the last time I was here. It's here last year, around this time, maybe later September. Another unknown. Oh, that's very sad. That's very sad. (1862 to 89). You can see this area has been settled for a considerable amount of time, and I just wanted to walk through here and just show you the magnitude of the land here and the people who've spent their lives here, and we're appreciating it today and honoring their resting place and really traveling through time. So it's very interesting. and we will continue the expedition and see what else we can't find. So we're at the Old Town water source here, and this has been refurbished, another refurbished site. Still some remains here, but look at that. I'll have to research what the water capacity was on that, but that's where all the people would get their water. And there's plenty of evidence that people were back here in the earlier days. Northern Pacific Railroad water tank. So it was filled via the railroad. There was actually, okay, so that road to the cemetery was a rail line. So this was a spur that come off into Elkhorn, which is really cool. You can see right here, come up, go over to the mine, and then it'd shoot up to, and the track, it'd go to the water source. Or no, that's the mine, that's a spur behind it. This is the depot water tank. So it'd run this whole deal. It'd be a single train that'd come in from the Northern Pacific, and that's a beautiful shot right there. Elkhorn Mill continued to open and close. Ore was taken to clean by truck, where it was loaded into rail cars after World War I. Major production ended in Elkhorn in 1931. Permission was obtained to abandon the line from the ICC. All tracks and structures were removed or sold by 1932. Interesting fact there. That's really cool. So we're still standing here. There the old rail line is right here. I'd come right up. You see how it's still flattened? Come right up here. They'd be able to fill their tank, and the town would have water. And they think there's a lot of theories behind the diphtheria epidemic, which is an important, piece to this town that we're going through. And they think the water may have had some sort of a contamination at some point, and that's why the children and the town got so sick, because something may have transpired in this water tank. There was maybe a dead animal, or it was just bad water loaded out of a train cart. So they think that might have been the source of the deal. Here we go. We got restoration, which is cool, but personally I don't. Wow. Restoration involved roughly 350 man hours and 30,000 in funds. So they restored it to the best of their knowledge. And that was the original. And that's how it was held up. And due to the conservation here, it was restored. So that's really cool. We'll go back down through the main town, and we'll include some pictures of what it was and what it is now. And it's just a really cool area. I really enjoy it. So if you're enjoying this well, give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, and there'll be more to come. Thank you.
It might break me.
As you see, we're in the town center of historic Elkhorn, and there are residents live here year-round, so this is part of their land as well. They share it with us, and I'm gonna look at this information sign so we can see what we're looking at here. Alcorn Saloons. Saloons like these 3 situated above the Metropolitan Hotel. An important business. Oh, look at this. This is a fun fact. Occasionally, saloon owners were arrested for illegal gambling, as reported by Jefferson County Sentinel. That must have been the newspaper of Elkhorn. And the age during the years 1888 and 1889, violence occurring in Alcorn Saloon included a stabbing and 2 fatal shootings. One of these shootings began as a disagreement at a dance and spilled over into a saloon. Someone robbed a safe, 400 in gold, and jewelry valued at 40 was taken. Some historic pictures. This is really the old deal here. The old one. So you see this. Gillian Hall built. Isn't that a beautiful structure? So that would have been the old saloon, the old fraternity hall. And places like this are just littered about, and you see them. What do we got here? This is to keep it nice. So again, a lot of this is all old. Got a couple houses up there. Someone working the land with their backhoe. Just beautiful. Really historic. All this stuff's all over the place. Butcher shop. This would have been the meat area. Old mercantile bill. Yeah. So that's Elkhorn, and there's plenty more if you decide to come out here and visit Elkhorn that you could dig into. It's just a beautiful area, and I wanted to share my time out here. And if you guys are interested, I'd recommend it. It's a great historic area. So that's all for today, and we're gonna get out of here and end the expedition, and I'll see you the next time on the trail. Thank you.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West. I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies and friends, and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. My best friend, an apologetic text, he says to come over. Well, the whole damn town has been waiting for the day when you would come back here. There was dancing and talking and steaks on the grill, and I think that I will be alright. And my ex from high school still looks just the same as she did back in 2009. Not gonna wait till the morning. Let's never put the night on night. Never put the night on ice. Oh, I wanna stay right here, chilling with my friends for another year. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life. Oh, come on, turn your hate into poetry, pain into power, enemies to friends, and your minutes into hours. I would walk away from the spotlight for the good life, for the good life. And they all said I was crazy for leaving my money, but it never made me happy alone. Life is just too short to never do to what you want.